agriculture industry or no? No. Is that those farms which are like some in let's say Israel, where everything is by remote, robots are working, everything is done by machine. Is it not also an industry? I think we should take Sunil's point. I think that was also something which we should discuss. Namely, this whether there is no distinct category of crony capitalism. There is a capitalism.
Yeah.
That's it. Now, this suggests that you have a concept or an idea of capitalism which is universal when they talk about capitalism. But I would like to suggest that it is not necessary. The idea of capitalism, as was propounded by Adam Smith, is not what Marx wanted. Now, you can say that Marx's definition of capitalism, though based on Adam Smith, so further and so that the contradictions of capitalist system will ultimately result into the type of capitalism which we witness. That is one expression. But otherwise, the capitalism which Adam Smith has tried to depict is really fiercely competitive capitalism. You can say that this is not happening. Actually, it is people collide and therefore they try to exploit, etc. But then my point would be, compare like with the like. If you are comparing at the level of ideology, then let's talk about the ideology of capitalism and ideology of socialism or whatever else. If you are saying how capitalism manifests itself, how it does, then let's see how other systems manifest themselves. The logic, the fallacy which sometimes we make, I'm not saying you, of course, I've understood it and you have used it in your own writings also. But fallacy generally we make is comparing likes with the unlikes. You have an idealized version of a socialism or idealized version of capitalism, idealized version of communism, and then you say, look, in America it is not happening, in Russia it is not happening. Now that is, I think, illogical. You have to see the comparison is with the same. If you are taking capitalism, that it is the big fish eats the small fish, and therefore ultimately it will monopoly capitalism. That's what it will be. Let us look into it either in comparison to other systems, or we look at it in the empirical way, what is the experience of both one. So I think
that's sorry, just make a small it's a very, I think this type of academic discourse, like the development dialogue, should invite a lot of words from debate and discussion, especially So one is here, the point is very important. But again, I am very clear, and he also is very clear, that certainly he is not making a comparison between this particular system and that particular system. That's very clear. He is not doing, nor I said. What I have been, I am very particular, and I will be very happy if somebody corrects me. Change. My point is that it will never change.
No, I would
no, one minute.
No, I want just to put a footnote. Just a footnote. What Marxists would say, it is not crony capitalism, it is petty capitalism. It is a petty capitalism. And this is the distinction which Marx made between petty capitalism and the.
I'm saying that it does not. Yes, I agree. That's not argument. That's it. That's first argument. But I'm not also telling that one. One minute. Let me finish my argument. Let me finish my point. The point is that whatever you see here, the capital doing, it's the same thing you see the capital doing in the 18th century. It did. It did. In the marketalist period, you had the monopoly privilege by the capital, and they grew. And anytime patronage the state got.
No, there's
One day. And then once they became free, and then what they started studying or say that nothing to do with the state. State was there.
Let me answer from your side. Why is using crony capitalism? He's saying very simply that there are certain rules incorporated in the law there, which says that this is the way you should take when mining. Okay. Now there, in particular case, these are not being followed because of the many reasons. One of the reasons is corruption, other things. Okay. And no. Because of this, that they are not following rules, the capitalism is converted into crony capitalism. That is what he is saying. You are saying that even if it is capitalism, it is not capitalism. It is capitalism only when the rules which are even framed by capitalists, they are being followed. Then it is capitalism. But even if they are not followed by themselves and by others, it suddenly turns into a crony capitalism.
I say one point. You see, my point is very simple. Like, capitalism, wherever it is progressive. Is progressive. When capital finds there is a block in its appropriation of surplus, it invents newer ways of technology or other ways of progressive mechanism, it to maximize its profit, and society benefits out of it. That's why society progresses. Why it is called crony capitalism, which is in a negative sense, means the capital doesn't go for such investment in technology or in scientific advancement which takes the society forward. Instead, the capital stops there and maximizes its profit through non-productive ways.
Yeah.
That is the difference between capitalism per se and crony capitalism. This is the point I am making.
I'm very clear about that. What I'm saying that tracing back the history of the Indian capitalist houses over here in India, monopoly houses, for example. You had till yesterday the entire patronage going to the big houses, and which is why you have 25 monopoly houses before liberalization. Why have that? I would not want to explain all this in the details. You have got that one of the reasons why people went for globalization is to get out of this kind of work, because whatever restrictions, whatever rules, regulations that you have actually serve the purpose of the capitalist growth. Monopoly houses, 25 monopoly houses. There are hundreds of studies of that, how the Indian society, Indian government gave rise to the rules and regulations, gave rise to monopoly houses. What kind of problem? We got to chronic capitalism.
They are not even following that. Even if they are made for their benefit, they do not follow it.
But it's a debated matter, I think.
I agree with you that a guideline or right is higher than